Hey, Mom Nation, and welcome back to another episode of Her Inner Circle with my lovely co-host, Darien. Hello, Darien.
Hello, real estatey Katie.
Welcome back. It's been a minute since we have had the opportunity to chat, and I'm super excited to dive into today's episode because, as everybody can see, we have a guest on the show, and that's a rare occasion for this show. So, yay for our guest. Welcome, Jenn.
Hey, thank you. Glad to be here.
I am excited to talk to you guys, and you, my lovely audience, are about to find out right now why, because Jenn and Darien are sisters. So we're going to dive into that relationship and how they are also friends, how that dynamic works, because I've had several conversations with many audience members over, many of our followers over the years that kind of have a difficult time having this type of friendship with their sisters. So I'd like to dive in deep, Jenn and Darien, kind of talk about that unique dynamic and what it feels like when your sister becomes one of your closest friends. I'd love to get into what makes the bond special and how it can be different from regular friendships and why it might also come along with its own challenges. So are you guys up for it? Do you accept the challenge of this discussion?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Let's start at the beginning. So who's older?
Jenn.
That's me.
Jenn is older.
4 years.
Okay, so you were 4 when Darien came along. Any sort of memories from back then? Do you remember when she came along? Do you remember how it felt? Were you that kind of sister that was super excited to be a big sister? Or were you like, I don't really know about this? Tell us all about it.
So a little bit of background. We share a father and we have different mothers. So when Darien came into the picture, I was not living with my dad. And she lived with her mom and my dad, and I saw them some weekends. At 4, my dad probably still wasn't super involved in life. He kind of came around a lot more when we became independent and we could, toilet ourselves and probably feed ourselves and, those kinds of things. So I don't quite remember what that was like for me at that age. I don't have a lot of early childhood memories. I do remember Darien's mom very lovingly, and I came to know and love this woman very deeply before she passed. In the last couple of years of her life, she became more of a mom to me than my own mom in many ways. But at the time, when I was 5, at one point she said to me, "You can call me mommy." And I was like, "Oh, hell no, you are not my mommy. And that is not okay." And I was very upset by it. That is one of the few memories I have as being a child. I do remember that when I have awareness of Darien and our brother John coming into my life, that it was all very happy. I don't recall any kind of, any negative feelings.
That's awesome. That's so sweet. And Darien, sort of same question, although a little bit of a different angle. What are your first memories of Jenn?
That's a really good question. And it's interesting. Jenn and I are similar in the way that we don't have a lot of childhood memories. I'm not sure why, but recently we went through a bunch of pictures and there was all these pictures of us together as very small children. I'm like, I don't remember any of this. Of course, we were small children, but I can tell you the memories I do have of Jenn when to Jenn's point, we only saw each other on weekends and holidays. And it wasn't every weekend, but I idolized Jenn. I loved everything that she did. I thought she was the coolest person in the whole world. I wanted to do everything that she did. I liked all the bands that she liked. I liked to wear the clothes that she wore. I loved any time that we got with Jenn. That was my favorite times when we would go to Dad's and Jenn was there.
That is really sweet, Jenn. Did you know she felt that way about you?
She has mentioned it once or twice before, and it means a lot. And it's also just because of who I am, I think a little uncomfortable for me, because it, just to think of someone that looks at me like that is humbling.
Yeah. Yeah. That's super sweet. So, for your age difference, I know that the younger you are, the more that kind of matters, right? Like 4 years can be pretty big when you're talking age 10 compared to age 14, right? Really big difference there. And then as we get older, that gap kind of seems to, get a little bit thinner and thinner and thinner until we finally feel like we're the exact same age. So was that something that you experienced together? Did you feel like there was kind of this larger age gap, or did the friendship between the two of you begin early?
I'd say it began early.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were as close as we could be, we didn't live in the same city. We lived in different households. Like I said, I always loved the time that we spent together. But yeah, there was many, many years that we didn't really see each other or connect, from childhood and teen years to pretty much just the last 6 years or so. So there was a good, 30-ish years or so that we really didn't connect much at all. But we've always had a good friendship, I guess you could say.
Would you say that?
I would say that.
Oh, go ahead.
I would say that did start fairly young. One thing my dad did do right, and we have a lot of great memories of, is he took us on summer vacations. And so we went to the Grand Canyon, we went to Zion.
The Redwoods.
Yeah, we're losing you a little bit, Jen. Unfortunately, I don't think the internet's being too kind to you over there, my friend. Apologies. Oh, there she is. So you were able to spend some time together during those summer vacations, what it sounds like.
Yeah, and we got in a little bit of trouble together too.
Of course. I got to hear that story.
Oh,
spill it, sisters.
We went to Zion. I think it was in Zion National Park, and somehow randomly met some guys from, I want to say, Sweden.
Oh.
I think I was like 12 and Jenn was like 16. And somehow we decided we were going to meet up with them and ended up like in a tent with them. Nothing nefarious. We were just like hanging out talking, but our dad found us and we got in so much trouble. Like so much trouble. Yeah, so we got in a big trouble for hanging out with some Swedish guys.
Was it more of like, so I am the oldest of, I have 10 cousins on one side of my family, and I'm the oldest. And so I'm really great friends with my next in line girl cousin. We're about 4 years apart. Same thing. We got in trouble together all the time. But I was the one that knew better because I was older, and therefore I kind of got into more trouble. Was Dad like that with you too? No. It was same.
It was pretty equal.
It was pretty equally. We were equally in a lot of trouble.
And we were gone longer than he expected, and he didn't know where we were. I don't think it was about with the boys. I think it was about, he was worried about us.
Yeah.
And we heard about that the last couple of years. Or at least he brought it up to me.
It's still bugging him.
Yep.
That's funny. So would you say that it sounds like you had a period of time where there was, less contact, saw each other a little bit less. Would you say that you lost your bond during that time? Or when you came back together, was it just like picking up where you left off kind of thing?
I'd say we picked up where we left off for sure. There was no weirdness granted, you're getting to know somebody again. You're adults now, right? You haven't really connected in many, many years. So there's a lot to catch up on, but there was no gap or weirdness or anything like that. Not for me anyway. I don't think there was for Jenn either.
I don't think so. It was just I think it was a matter of figuring out how to integrate our time and our lives together. Since my presence here in person was very new. And so, we both lead very full lives. And there's some family caregiving I've been involved in and things like that. So
what makes being friends with your sister different from friendships with people that you're not related to? Because I know you guys, clearly you have lots of friends, there's lots of wonderful people in your lives, but what makes this different?
I mean, I would say there's a little bit of a trauma bond to some extent. You know, we can both relate to some of the familial challenges that we've had over the years. So we're able to understand and relate to what the other is going through, as far as, you know, dealing with some of that stuff, and actually know and understand because we both lived it with, you know, similar situations. So that's how it is for me anyway. That's what it feels like for me.
Yeah, there's something to be said to not have to feel like you need to reinvent the wheel or fully explain all of the backstory when, you know, something comes up and you need to get it off your chest. I totally get that. Jenn, do you feel the same?
I do. It was good though for when we did get to reconnect and we did spend some time together, me to get caught up on Darien's childhood somewhat, because there was a lot of things that happened that I was not aware of. But we had the commonality of both being our father's daughters, and he treated us pretty equally, I think, from what I could tell.
100% agree.
He was consistent.
Well, that's good, because that's not always the case for siblings. You know, I mean, I know many a family where some siblings feel like there is a favorite, and that can impact the dynamic and that bond between the two of you if there's that sort of scenario going on, wouldn't you say?
Definitely, but
For sure.
We did not have that experience.
That's awesome.
There was no favorites.
That's helpful. What's the best part? And this might have been the answer that you just give might be the answer to this question too. I don't know, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What's the best part of having a sister who also feels like a close friend?
The best part. I mean, I feel like when we sit down together, we could talk and talk and talk and talk and talk for hours. Like, I don't know, it seems like some sister or sibling relationships that, you know, I've learned about friends or whatever over the years, it's just not like that. It feels like a chore. Whereas when we see each other, like, I feel like I could just talk her ear off, and just enjoy her company, which is nice. As opposed to it's not like, oh, I have to go over there, or oh, we're gonna get together for Christmas, or you know what I mean? It's exciting, it's fun. Because I feel like I can talk to her like a friend, as opposed to, I mean, sometimes you filter your family relationships, and I don't feel like I have to do that with Jenn.
Right. I love that. And then, and Jenn, you'll have a chance to in just a second. But another kind of deeper question that I have that goes along with that is, when you are comparing the relationship to somebody who's not related, do you feel more comfortable with Jenn? Like if she were to pop in to your house and you didn't have any makeup on and coffee hasn't happened yet, and are you just like, yeah, come on in? Whereas somebody else, you might feel a little bit different.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could let it all hang out with Jenn for sure.
All right, Jenn, question to you. What's the best part?
I think the familiarity and just the comfort level. We can just be ourselves, whether that's good, bad, or ugly on any given day or any given.
Oh, internet's not being nice to you, my friend. I'm so sorry.
My apologies for my internet. I'm in a new home and I'm still figuring it out.
And I've been in my home for 5 years and I still am figuring it out, I feel like, because it's not consistent every day, especially when it gets really warm. Guys, we're in Phoenix, Arizona, so it's like, you know, living on the surface of the sun in the summertime. And so I think that it messes with internet. I don't know if that's true or not, but I seem to have more trouble in the summer than I do any other time of year. So perhaps it's just a little too warm for your wires out there today.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, right. I think it's a little too warm for everybody's wires.
The heat of everything.
Yeah, no kidding. How, just to kind of going a little bit deeper on this, and this is maybe, you know, a little bit more of a sensitive question, but how can the sister dynamic on the other side of the coin make things more challenging at times? Do you guys ever experience challenges that you might not necessarily experience with non-related friends or just at a different level?
For me, maybe it's just that I guess the only thing is like Jen said, you know, we can be ourselves, good, bad, or indifferent. Um, I guess just I guess I could just really show her everything. So sometimes she might be, I wouldn't say on the receiving end, but she'll see it when I'm having like a really frustrated time or I'm really struggling with something that I know she can relate to. And especially because, you know, you've been involved with us in a lot of very big, heavy decisions. Some of the stuff that we've been dealing with lately can be really frustrating, maddening, right? And not necessarily something that somebody else outside of the situation can relate to, nor would I want to share that with. And
Yeah.
I mean, like I can do that with Jen, good, bad, or indifferent. I'll leave it at that. We have each other as a sounding board, as an event for some of the challenges that we can only she and I can relate to, I think.
Have you had times when maybe you said something you didn't mean, or just kind of had a tense moment with her and it wasn't necessarily her fault, but maybe it caused some tension between the two of you?
I don't think so.
No, that's cool. That's good. That's great.
I mean, I could be wrong. Jen might have something, but I don't think so. Nothing's jumping out at me.
Fill us in, Jen. Are you there?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Did we lose her totally? Oh, boy. Poor thing. Oh, we did.
Bummer.
We'll see when she pops back in. Silly internet makes things crazy. My next question for you. People have obviously there's a lot of different scenarios within, you know, the family dynamic and within siblings and that kind of thing, right? Like all sorts of different scenarios. What would you say to somebody who might be struggling to remain connected to their sibling? Do you have any advice, anything that you might share with them if they're struggling to remain connected, yet their hope and dream is that they would have a relationship like you have?
Well, Jen and I have another sibling that I don't stay connected with, and it's for a multitude of reasons, but honestly, it's become by choice at this point. Um, I have to say that I'm of the mind, like if something, family or not, sibling or not, if something doesn't feel good in your life, then I don't think this is probably not where we were going, but that you shouldn't force the relationship. If we're talking about the other side of that coin, where you really do want that relationship, you really, um, you know, want to extend that olive branch or want to be close with somebody, you have to be 100% honest and be able to have those conversations with them. You know, we've talked about this on the show before. It's just like being brutally honest, and the relationship's going to be work.
Yeah.
And you have to decide if it's enough for you that you want to put work into the relationship. Because, you know, I see people that are trying or, you know, extending that olive branch, wanting to be, you know, close with a sibling, and maybe it's not the healthiest thing for anybody, you know? So it's like you have to decide whether it's going to be worth it to you or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you want it, then you have to work at it.
Yeah. And I think that I heard, you didn't say the word exactly, but I think this is what you meant. There has to be some boundaries in there somewhere.
100%.
In order to protect yourself. And I think we've talked about boundaries on the show before.
Yes.
And how important that is, and how we're not necessarily taught as young ladies what boundaries even are, or that we should have them, or what they look like, or anything.
Exactly.
And in this particular dynamic, I can see where that could be very important. My last question is, and I wish Jenn were here.
I know, me too. I'm so bummed.
I know, me too. We'll have to have her comment on the show after with her answers. And I don't know, maybe this is meant to be, because maybe it's an easier question to answer with her not here. I don't know. But if you weren't sisters and somehow life brought the two of you together, do you still feel like you would be friends to the degree that you are? Like the bond would be as strong as it is?
I do. The thing that Jenn touched on, and I'm glad she did, is that we have very full lives. So getting together can be a challenge for us. When I had the studio, she'd come to Women's Circle, she'd come to yoga. So I felt like those were our opportunities to be close and stay together. But one thing I can say about Jenn is she brings an energy and a perspective and something that I have never experienced with anybody else in my entire life. And I feel really fortunate to have that in my life. So I absolutely would be friends with Jenn if she was not my sister.
That's awesome.
When as we were preparing for the show, I'm like, I wish I saw her more.
Yeah.
Truly, because now she moved, so she's not that far. She's still in Mesa, but she's a little bit further. But I was thinking the other day, I made too much tri-tip and I knew she would have loved it. I'm like, I should take this over. Oh wait, she's a little bit further now. So yeah, I love how close we are. I wish we could see each other a little bit more than we do. But to her point, we do both have very full lives. But I enjoy her company. I love her friendship. And she's a lot of fun to be around.
That's awesome. Well, you are very, very lucky. And I know that you know that to have a sister and a friend like her, because I agree with you. She certainly brings just a different sort of energy to the table in any room that she's in. And I really appreciate that about her as well. So thank you for sharing it. All right, guys. Well, again, Jenn, we're sorry. We wish that you were here with us. We love you. This was an awesome talk, and hopefully it's helpful for those out there that have a sibling relationship that's maybe a little bit rocky. Maybe this will inspire you to dig a little bit deeper, build those boundaries with your siblings so that way you can rebuild that bond. Or maybe you guys are BFFs and you just needed a little, I don't know, inspiration, just knowing that that is definitely a cool bond and that other people have that same bond or wish to have that same bond. So lucky you that you do. If you guys want to check out any of our previous episodes, hop on over to our YouTube channel. It is at Mom Nation USA. That's our handle. Scroll down just a little ways. You will see the bright green playlist. And there you can binge on replay all of our previous episodes. Her inner circle is about being a good girlfriend. What does that look like? What do friendships look like? So that's what we talk about here. If you prefer to listen podcast style on your favorite podcast platform, do a quick search for Mom Nation Talk Radio. There you will find us. Do us a favor, reach up and click the follow or subscribe button. We really appreciate that. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, Darien.
Thanks, Katie.
Bye.
What if success didn't have to feel so exhausting? What if you could achieve more without burning out? Meet Darien Pruitt, a wellness guide and women's empowerment coach for high-achieving women who are ready to release burnout and realign with who they truly are through yoga, breathwork, and intentional movement, sound bath meditation, women's circles and community workshops, Reiki energy healing, and holistic mindfulness practices. Darien helps you reset your nervous system, reconnect with your body, and reclaim your inner power. It's time to stop running on empty, realign, restore, rise. Contact Darien Pruitt today and begin your transformation.